No worries. No worries. So I think I can safely assume like couple of guys have idea and a couple of guys don't have idea about it. So that's absolutely fine. But I am safely assuming generally about something about markets and everything you have some idea, right? So I'll not go in detail of technicals and all. We'll directly start with Ichimoku. Feel free to basically we'll take a break in between wherever I think we complete a logical thing. But I'm absolutely fine. If you want, you can post a question. My colleague Krishna is anyway there, so he can basically ping me if there's some interesting question. We'll take it as and when go, right? So I'll just share my screen and uh, so is my screen visible? Perfect. Right. So, so this is like one of the presentation which we have done previously for one of the crowd at Bangalore. But what we will do, we'll switch in between to the live charts. I think one of the person is waiting to 1 second. Just give me that. Okay. Right. So basically, Ichimoku is a combination of many indicators. The good thing about Ichimoku is it's a combination of 4, 5 indicators. So that gives the power of creating a end-to-end trading system. See, there's a difference between an indicator and a trading system. Trading system is something which can give you the perfect like clarity on the entry as well as before you take a trade, you know what should be my what is the risk involved, what should be my stop loss, what should be my target, what if it doesn't go my way, when should I come out, if it's going my way, what should be I doing, right? So and when to exact, basically you can do a partial exit and you can do a final exit. If you can do all these things together, I can safely say it's a trading system. Indicators will give you a buy sell sort of alert, but it doesn't tell you like, okay, you have bought the things, but bahar kab aana hai, right? Or maybe what you have to do when you have to add more positions. So indicators normally give you the half presentation. So you mostly a good trading system is made by combining few indicators and few risk management principles, right? The good thing about Ichimoku is if you can understand and master it correctly, you don't have to go anything like out of Ichimoku paradigm. So that's something which we strongly like about Ichimoku. You don't, and there's no like, it's a very simple, it looks like 4, 5 indicators, but believe me, it's very simple, right? So and I would suggest like in between you can unmute yourself and so that it will be better. If anything you are not understanding, you can always so just a quick introduction. I think it's been some years, like we launched Traders Cockpit around 10, 11 years back. So we are pretty much active in markets. Before that also, we were actively trading. And from professionally, I basically own the technology part of Traders Cockpit. And of course, technical analysis, something which we are practicing for some time now, right? So this is all theory. I'll just skip it very quickly, but I'll tell you one thing, which is in Ichimoku, it's a Japanese system, right? So in Japanese, Ichimoku means one glance. So if you just see a chart in a glance, and if you can just tell is it bullish, bearish, or range bound in like less than a second, then basically it's I we that's the beauty of Ichimoku. Like just in one glance you can figure out what is Ichimoku saying on the chart, right? So and then there are some other so the complete name of the indicator is Ichimoku Kinko Hyo. Like Kinko is means like balance and Hyo means chart in Japanese, right? So let's not worry about all these things. This is good for academic purpose, but ultimately our idea is to make money and how we can interpret, right? So basically there are 6 components of Ichimoku. Just bear with me for 5, 10 minutes, and then afterwards we will just practice what we have learned, right? I'll actually take it in a quick pace. If you want to, if nothing is clear, please interrupt me, right? So many of you must be knowing, right? What is a moving average? What is a simple moving average? Like you might have heard EMA 9, EMA 20, or simple moving average 200. All these things I am safely assuming you know all this, right? So if you know that, like, say, what is a simple moving average? If you take like a simple moving average, if I say a 10-day moving average of Nifty is say 15,900. What does that mean is the last 10 days close price. If you divide sum all the numbers of the close price and divide by 10, that means that's the simple moving average of Reliance, right? Like that, exponential moving average is again some mathematical formula, but it gives more weightage to the recent close. Like today is say, suppose today is 16th, then it will give you more weightage on 15th, 14th, then 13th, then 12th. So EMA is like more weightage on the recent numbers. Simple moving average gives equal weightage to all the numbers, right? So in that way, the first two indicators are very similar to moving averages, but it's actually much more logical. I'll explain you why. So the first, in Japanese, the first indicator name is Tenkan-sen. For short, you can say TS, or some people call it as a fast line. So Tenkan-sen, Kijin-sen, SSA, SSB, right? So rather than spelling it like the complete words, it's easier to remember like a Tenkan-sen or a fast line, Kijin-sen or a slow line. SSA is Senko Span A, but it's better to pronounce it like a short form. Acronym is SSA, and next is SSB. Let's stop here for now. So Tenkan-sen is a very simple indicator. It's what it says is take the 9 period. Like if I call it a day chart, I am saying take the last 9 days close price, 9 days action, and what is the highest and what is the lowest. Like highest can be on say 12th May at 12 o'clock. The lowest can be on 15th May, say 5 o'clock, 1 o'clock, say. So this week, like in last 9 days, the highest high and the lowest low, you just sum both and take an average. So basically it's nothing but its highest high plus lowest low divide by 2 over the last 9 periods gives you the value, which is known as Tenkan-sen. What, see, we are using 9. It's absolutely configurable. You can make it like if you want to create your own Ichimoku indicator, you can change 9 to anything. But there's a rationale why we use 9. Okay, so that I'll cover in some time. So, but if it's clear what is a Tenkan-sen, if suppose you take a 9-day action of the market, the highest price plus the lowest price plus 2. If you just do this calculation daily, the line, what the point, what you will get a single point, and you join those points, it becomes a Tenkan-sen line. So if you see the red line, what is there on the chart right now is the 9-day highest high, lowest low, divided by 2 value of, suppose you are here. So what is the highest high of 9 days? The high of this candle where the mouse pointer is there. What will be the lowest low? I think the lowest low will be this, the red candle low. So if you add this where my mouse is right now, the low of this, the high of this, and divide by 2, you will get some middle point here. So it's basically, you can see visually also, it will be always be in the middle of the highest high and lowest low. Is this point clear? Like, so that you can say if Tenkan-sen is clear, we can go to the next indicator. We'll cover the indicators in 5 minutes, and then we'll cover to the trading systems. Is Tenkan-sen clear, like how it is plotted? Or if you want, I can go to the charts and we can plot right now and then come back to the great. So I think I've got a confirmation from a couple of guys. Yeah, very nice. So I think, can other also participate? It will be easier for me. It's a very small 6, 7, 8 people, right? So it will be easier for me to, great. It's fine. So if you have understood Tenkan-sen, Kijin-sen is very easy. Same logic, instead of 9, you just do 26. That's why it's known as a slow line. Tenkan-sen is known as a fast line because it will be more closer to the price because it's only encapsulates action of last 9 periods. But Tenkan-sen is last 26 periods, right? So logic is same. Highest high plus lowest low divided by 2 for the last 26 periods, and Tenkan-sen is last 9 days. So if someone is who is using moving averages, you will know if someone is using 20, it's like 20 versus 50, like that. Like this is like Tenkan-sen is 26 and sorry, Kijin-sen is 26 and Tenkan-sen is 9, right? So very simple. See, moving average will never be flat, but you will see Tenkan-sen and Kijun-sen are flat sometimes. Why it is flat? Because in today's period, if the high and low has not changed of the last 26 days, that Kijun-sen value will not change. So there will be times when Kijun-sen may be flat. Moving average, you will never find it flat because it will always change because the mathematical function is like that. I hope I am making sense, right? So this is more like you will see the flatness in Kijun-sen. The more the number of periods, the chances of flat line is more. And now why rationale of why 9 and 26, what happened? Like this Japanese guys are using Ichimoku and technical analysis from like few hundred years back, right? They for rice trading and all, they have always used a lot of mathematical based models. So what happens here is each in and when the markets also started, their markets are very mature compared to us. They used to have a 6 days of working week, right? So 9 periods means 1.5 week. 26 period means 1 month because there will be 26 working days. So they find it very logical. 1.5 week is slow, is fast for them, and 1 month is slow for them. That's why they chose the action of the market. The emotions of everyone is encapsulated in this. So there's always a reason why 9 is chosen, why 26 is chosen. But we can be smart. We can choose a number because the time has changed. The geography is different, right? So you can try with different numbers, but I have backtested many things. I think still this works pretty well. The original numbers works pretty well, but you are free to innovate and try different combinations. For me, 926 is pretty okay. Okay. So just to confirm again, if Kijun-sen, yeah. So Neeraj, you're right. In sideways trend, it's flat, and the sideways means it's only 26 days game. It's there, right? Kijun-sen will only capture the last 1 month. So when the market is very range bound or it's not going anywhere, the Kijun-sen line will be flat. You're absolutely right. Yeah. So the third indicator, which we will cover, is known as Chikau's span. Though I don't use that much, but it's very important to know because you may do it. You may find it. There's a rationale why they use it. So I'll tell you, it's very simple. It's nothing but the price. See, but you plot it 26 days behind. So it's very simple. See, if you see the close price of this candle here, you plot 26 candles before. That becomes the Chicago span line. So it's actually the mirror image of the price only, the close price. If I change this chart to a line chart, it will be like mirror image of this, but you are plotting behind. Why it is used because to figure out, to be double confirmation of the trend. So in many indicate the book, the Ichimoku, lot of systems have been published. So many systems use Chicago span for a confirmation of a trend. Though, so but it's good to know. Maybe in the systems what we will learn today, Chicago span is not that important, but it was my duty to just tell you ki this is one of the constituents of Ichimoku 6-line system what we are reading right now, right? So Chicago span is, there is no formula. It's just like the price. So if you see this value, it will be somewhere this value plotted 26 days before, right? So there is no value, like you will not see any values for the last 25 periods because that can't come till this chart will come here, right? So every day you will get one value, but that will be plotted 26 days before. This is very typical of Ichimoku. You will not find any indicator which is before or after. All the indicators are plotted just above the price line, right? So Ichimoku is a little bit different. So just digest this thing. If it's not clear, we can feel free to ask me. If Chicago span is clear, then we can move to the next one. This was because a little bit tricky. It's like 26 candles before. See, so actually, when I'm saying 26 period before is, if you are a day candle guy, you can assume it's a day candle. If you're a 5-minute guy, you can assume it's a 5-minute candle before. Yeah. So I think Sanjay, and so yeah. I hope everything, the others are also, all the 3 indicators are clear till now: Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen, and Chicago span. I'm getting confirmation from 3 guys. So yeah. So this is very important. Like the main Ichimoku indicators are combination of SSA and SSB. So very simple. If you have learned about Tenkan-sen and Kijun-sen, and if you're clear, it's very simple. It's just divide by 2. You add both the numbers, divide by 2, and you plot 26 bars in the future, not behind. Chicago span was behind. SSA is in future. So means if today it's 15th May, 17th May, like 16th May, you are getting the SSA value of 26 days ahead of working days. So it may be like 7, 15, 10th June or something. The SSA of 10th June is again plotted. Like, so it's like SSA is one indicator which is futuristic. It's so why, what is the beauty of Ichimoku is the future trend is also clear. When we will explain you how to interpret SSA and SSB, you will be very happy to know this is it's very few indicators which can give you a little bit clear picture of the future, because SSA is nothing but average of so average of Tenkan-sen and Kijun-sen is of today. Okay, just to explain, take this Kijun-sen, take this Tenkan-sen, add these two numbers, divide by 2, and then plot 26 days ahead, because Kijun-sen and Tenkan-sen are not plotted ahead. You will have Tenkan-sen value today, Kijun-sen value today, add it, subtract by 2, and plot whatever number you get. It's known as SSA, but that's not SSA of today, that's SSA of 26 days before. तो आज का SSA 26 candles पहले ही बन गया था. So what you see, the line, the value here, the pink line, was not made today. It was made somewhere when market was here. I hope this point is clear. This I have to take a pause here, because this, if this is not clear, you will struggle in all the future discussions. Is SSA plotting clear, guys? If it's not clear, please feel free to unmute yourself and ask. Krishna, they can unmute themselves, right? Yeah. Okay, they can't. Okay. So I have to give that permission. If someone can ask, I can allow them to unmute maybe. Yeah, sure. I can do that. So you have to just write in chat. If anything is not clear, I can unmute. I can allow you to unmute. Yeah. Okay. So someone says, please explain again SSA. No worries. So we'll go, so okay. So let me go to the live chart. 1 second. I hope my is Traders Cockpit screen visible? Because yeah, or still you are seeing the PPT. Is the browser, browser is not visible. 1 second. Second, okay. Is it visible now? Okay. Right. I hope when we go to PPT, it will be again. So see, I'm just plotting the chart. Okay. So let's make, say, a daily chart, and let me add a Ichimoku indicator. Okay. And in Ichimoku, let me first add only the Tenkan-sen indicator. So you can't see anything. I only labeled the Tenkan-sen. Tenkan-sen was what? The 9-day high and low average. So 9-day, if you see, the low will be this. The 9-day, the 369, I think the 9-day high will be here. So add this value and this value, divide by 2. That's why this point is coming in between. So Tenkan-sen is clear. Now I'll add the Kijun-sen. Kijun-sen is 26 days one, right? So you see Kijun-sen this, Tenkan-sen here. So Kijun-sen will take 26 candles. Maybe the high will be this, the low will be this, and the average is this, right? Now what is SSB is very simple. You see the Tenkan-sen value is, if you see, if you do the mouse over, it is 16,000, I think 818. And what is Tenkan-sen value? 16,434 for Nifty. Now you add both of this and divide by 2. So it will come around 16,600 something, right? That will be SSA, but you don't have to plot here. It will be plotted 26 candles before. So let me add SSA and you will understand. I'm adding SSA here. So you see here, this value if you see, this value is half of, like, in between of this, but I have plotted 26 days. So I'm actually keeping my mouse here. So it's the average of Kijun-sen and Tenkan-sen, but you plot 26 candles before, after, sorry. So it's plotted ahead. So today's Tenkan-sen, today's SSA is here, okay? But this was plotted 26 candles before. मतलब यहाँ पे ही ये बन गया था, right? Today we are creating that's SSA of which state, you know? Today we have created the SSA of something like in June 10th or something. That SSA has been created now. So I hope it's clear now. Can you just confirm? Like, SSA is nothing but average of Tenkan-sen and Kijun-sen, but you plot it 26 days. So now it's very interesting. Why such complexity? So you will understand. If you start thinking now, what is Tenkan-sen? What is Kijun-sen? So what is Tenkan-sen? 9 दिन का action. What is Kijun-sen? 26 days ka action. So the average of this will be something like the weekly guys and the monthly guys ka emotions is in SSA. But SSA itself we are plotting ahead so that you might have learned the basics of technicals, support, resistance, aaj ka support, like you should never forget old support or resistance, everything, right? SSA gives that added advantage. When you will be here, when the markets will be here, this line will tell you this is a very important point of the last 45 days action, because 26 ये 26 Kijun को बनाने में लगा. So it's an action of last 52 days, 3 months का action you will never forget. So today if I see this value, this is giving me the last 3 months ka a good support or resistance. Support and resistance depends, it's above the price or below the price. Right now this is above the price, so it will act as a resistance, right? So SSA gives you a sort of a 3-month action, like, and when we are plotting in future, you know, like right now don't interpret, let me cover SSB and then I'll explain how to interpret it, right? So I'm going to PPT again just to confirm. Now PPT and still now you are able to see the PPT also, right? So that I'll not ask you again. Okay, now PPT is not visible. Second, then there's some problem here. Okay, I have opted, like I have enabled the PPT now. So now you must be able to see it. So what was SSB is, SSA is clear. SSB is same like Kijun and Tenkan, how you plotted as Tenkan, 9-day highest low and divide by 2. Kijun, 26 days highest low and highest low divide by 2. SSB is 52 candle high low divide by 2. Very simple, but there is one complexity. So you are here today, you take the highest and lowest of last 52 candles, but don't plot it here. Plot 26 candles ahead. So it will be plotted like SSA, but it is calculated like Kijun-sen. It is calculated like TS and KS, but it is plotted like SSA. I hope I am not confused you. So if you have understood SSA, you know how to plot. If you understood how to calculate TS and KS, SSA is the slowest line. Tenkan was 9, this is KS was 26, SSB is 52, but plotted 26 days ahead. So you think 52 plus 26. So when you will the markets will reach that value 10th June. It is the line, like, or today's SSB is not only giving me action of 50, it's like giving me action of 52 plus 26, 78 days action, because it was plotted, it was calculated here based on the last 52 days data, but it was plotted 26 days ahead. So if today's SSB is the action of 78 days before, like the last 78 days candle, not like, so that this is the slowest line, right? So SSB and SSA, if they now plot together, the portion is shaded and it's known as a cloud. देखो SSB, SSA दोनों प्लॉट का बीच का जो section है, that is known as a cloud, and the cloud is known as a kumo. In Japanese, Kumo means cloud. So if you, I'll just go back. This was my fifth indicator. Fifth indicator is not an indicator, it's just the shaded area between these two lines. Sometimes SSA may be above, sometimes SSB may be above. But whatever it is, the shaded line, shaded area between these two indicators is known as Kumo. Kumo. So if you see, this is a Kumo. Like the portion between this is known as a cloud. Right? So understood, guys? So Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen, SSA, SSB. So can you tell me, like, can you do a, like, any idea when will be the cloud thicker and when will be the cloud thinner? Okay, I'll just unmute. Someone has a question. You can unmute. I think your ID is YouTube, but can you just unmute and ask your query?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can I know your name, please?
Yeah, my name is Asim, and I have a question.
Asim,
Yeah,
yes.
the SSA was calculated with Tenkan-sen and Kijun-sen, whereas SSB is not calculated using Tenkan-sen and Kijun-sen, right? It is only
It
used.
is calculated. Yeah, it is calculated like a Kijun-sen. Kijun-sen is a 20. See, if you think that way, Tenkan-sen is 9. Kijun-sen is 26 days
Tenkan-sen
average.
itself is an average. Tenkan-sen itself is an average. Kijun-sen itself is an average, right?
Correct. Correct.
And whereas SSB is calculated based on the last closing of the last 52 candles, right?
Like how Kijun is calculated, how Tenkan is calculated, same formula, only the number is different. 9, 26, this is 52. Absolutely. So it's exactly calculated like how Tenkan is calculated, how Kijun is calculated, the first two indicators. Calculation
Correct.
methodology is, but plotting
Methodology
is different.
Understood. Yeah, but it is, yeah, plotting is different.
Absolutely. It's okay. Yeah, you have understood it correctly. See, in your mind, you will understand SSA bhi kuch nahi hai, it's like average of 9 and 26. See, the way author has taught us is to plot, take an average of those two absolute values. You could have used SSA as like a 15 day also, right? So SSB 52 hai, so SSA could have been 15 also, but that's more effective. That's why he has done 9 and taken average of Kijun and Tenkan. Okay, some guys will argue कि इससे अच्छा मैं 15 ही ले लेता, right? मतलब 9 and 26 का average ले लेते तो SSB की तरह कुछ बन जाता है. SSB is 52, the SSA is like a 15 day, but it's not exactly like that, because it's not like a moving average, right? Tenkan-sen and Kijun-sen are not moving average. They're only showing you the high and low action. Beach mein kya ho raha hai, they don't tell. So they are only concerned what is the top and what is the bottom. Unlike the moving averages. Moving average is very noisy because it will give you the daily action. But the Ichimoku indicator doesn't care about that. It knows, tell me the boundaries first. कि last 52 days में boundaries क्या है, right? या last 26 days में boundaries क्या है? It's a different way of interpretation. It's much more effective. Knowing all those indicators, we have done so much back testing. Ichimoku is very neat. Okay, but yeah, if the concept is clear, you are on the right track. It will be very easy for you to understand the next 15-20 minutes action. The others are also clear, I think. Yeah, so you can mute yourself. If anyone else has a question, you can raise your hand. I'll unmute and you can ask. So yeah, great. So we can move to the next thing. So SSB is clear. Now I have again already told you ki, so cloud I have already explained. So cloud acts as a resistance or a support depending where is the current price. As I told you when we started Ichimoku, I told you, Ichimoku means in a glance. In 1 second, you should tell the stock is bullish or bearish. So now you can tell. Now you have come to a level in 30 minutes time, you can now tell if the price is above cloud, bullish. If the price is below cloud, bearish. If the price is within the cloud, range bound, or no opinion types. Very simple. I could have directly come here, but I wanted to give you a mathematical background about this so that you can start thinking it's not only about telling that if you learn all this, you can basically try out a lot of things on your own, right? That's why I took 20-25 minutes extra to tell you the rationale of the plotting of this. But simple सीखना क्या है, how to interpret cloud. So इससे easy indicator कुछ नहीं है. Suppose here, if the price is here, it's bullish because it's above cloud. यहाँ पे it was range bound, but you see how beautifully cloud supported. We'll go to the live charts and you can check it. Okay, so cloud can act as a resistance or a support depending कहाँ से आ रहे हो. Basically, if it's coming from the top, the cloud may give you the support. If it's coming from the bottom, it may act as a resistance. Now there are two other good things which you should know. If the cloud is thick comparatively, it's more chance that it will act as more support or more resistance depending on from where you are coming. If the cloud is thin, like here the cloud is very thin, so it's a good chance it will break through it. Okay, the trend reversals may happen, but when the cloud is thick, it should act as a support and resistance, right? Now also observe SSB will be flat for longer periods. This is SSB, this is SSA. So SSB flatness for longer periods has a huge significance. That means this is a much bigger support or resistance. The flatter the line, the more importance of that line. Matlab, this value is less important to me than this. See, यहाँ पे support मिला, यहाँ पे support मिला, right? So that's the idea of, so these are like this, you see how flat this was. So it break, but next candle it got up, right? So we will go to live chart. These are old charts, but I'm just trying to tell you, never forget two things: the thickness of the cloud and the flatness of the SSP line. These are very important. Okay, so and normally it will not be covered so easily anywhere, right? This comes with experience and you should understand. And if you have understood the indicators, na, believe me, you will be able to understand why this is what the statement I'm making, why it is correct. Thickness ज़्यादा कब होगा? जब SSA and SSB में difference ज़्यादा होगा, because cloud is between the action of SSA and SSB, right? So then cloud thickness more कब होगा? So if you know the formulas, how you plotted it, you will be able to understand when the thickness will be there and when will be the cloud thin, right? So if huge volatility जब होता है तो cloud ज़्यादा thick हो जाता है, because current action में SSA is recent action, SSB is older action, right? So the thick cloud will become thicker. And why SSB will be flatter? When the 52 candle high low is not broken, means whatever is happening, range bound markets ho rahe. So the line will be very, very flat. SSB flat means something big is going to happen, either side, but something will happen because the stock is very, very range bound for a lot of time. Then the flatness will be more, and those price points will be very important. If it breaks up or below the flat lines, it signifies that a major support or resistance has been broken. Great. So any questions till now? Because we have covered the main part of it. Now it's very simple. Now I can teach you any trading system on Ichimoku, because now I know you know all those 5 indicators what I've taught you. So I clear. Great. So couple of more clears will help. Guys, can we move to the trading system? Okay. Yeah, Neeraj, we will cover that. So I have not covered any trading system till now. I have just told you what does the cloud means. Now we will come to entry, exits, everything. Okay. So cloud ka logic मैंने बताया, flatness का बताया. This you should know as generally as a concept. Okay. Trading systems, I will teach you now 2-3 trading systems today, which anyway we can basically on Traderscockpit. We can code it for you, or it's already available. You can check with Krishna, and then you can start using it. But it's always good to know what you're using it, right? So fine. So I think let's go to the system directly, because there's no other questions on the chat. Krishna, if you are able to see questions, please let me know. Otherwise, I'm moving to the last section where we will cover a couple of trading systems. No questions. Okay, great. Okay, Neeraj, MACD is very different. MACD कुछ भी नहीं. MACD is like a 9, 26, 12 जैसे होता है ना, 3 indicators होते हैं. So it's just a moving average system. Why it is different is because the concept of flatness, the moving, as I told, the differences in moving average is you have to give uh, weightage to each and every close. इसमें more emphasis is given on high and lows, not the close. Okay. MACD किससे बनता है? Moving average convergent divergence. So it's like a 9-day moving average, 12-day moving average, and a 26, depending on what MACD you're using, right? So it's more like a average, moving average ka convergent divergence system. So there is nothing like high low, there is nothing concept like 1 month action, 3 month action, like that, right? The flatness, the cloud concept is not there, right? By just seeing, if I give you a MACD value of Nifty, say anything, can you interpret what you should do? By seeing the chart of the basically the cloud value, you can actually tell it's bullish or bearish. So Ichimoku is more advanced, I can say, from MACD. MACD works very well in a trending market, beautiful indicator in trending market. But Ichimoku is, I would say, it's better. Trending mate will give you good results, but it in range bound also, it's not as bad as like a momentum indicator like MACD, right? So problem in MACD and oscillators like RSI is one works very well in trending markets, one works very well in oscillating or range bound markets, but when to use which one is a little bit tricky. You'll not come to know abhi market trending hai ya range bound se, right? So Ichimoku is a little bit equilibrium hai. It gives you the best of both worlds. But of course, in momentum and in trending markets, Ichimoku works much better compared to range bound, but it's much better than the other indicators like MACD and all. That's my personal opinion. Though MACD also, we have all the back tested results and all. Trending markets, my MACD is very, very good. So it's a little bit different. Yeah. So cloud is clear. Okay. So why I told you, right? Why we chose 9, 26, 52 is, I have already explained you this concept. Okay. So this is one of the standard Ichimoku breakout strategy. We'll learn this and then we will optimize it and we will innovate it, right? This is also something very, very good strategy. So as I told, like, you have to, cloud is bullish bearish. So you have to start your trade when the price crosses the cloud. Okay. Then you basically take the trade. But what should be your stop loss? You can do like a Kijinsen, basically the 26-day one. If the Kijin is also above the cloud, it can act as your first stop loss. The full stop loss is cloud. If the price breaks down below the cloud, you are out of it. But in between, if you have to take profits or you have to take a re-entry sort of a thing, take Kijin as your intermediate stop loss, right? One indicator we read, but we have not covered in detail, is Chikau's pen, right? So here Chikau I am using in this strategy, which was the price, but 26 days before. We plot it before, right? I'll plot it on chart and show you. That also should be, the slope of that should be same like the Ichimoku cloud. अगर Ichimoku cloud ऊपर जा रहा है तो वो भी ऊपर जाना चाहिए. So it's a double confirmation. Okay. And future cloud also, you should see the future cloud SSA should be above SSB. If SSB is, future means the cloud which is like 26 days ahead, right? SSB should not be above SSA. That is known as a Kumo twist. Cloud is known as Kumo. So there is a concept in Ichimoku known as a Kumo twist. When SSB ऐसे ऊपर आ जाता है, so that says the trend is reversing. So when you're taking a trend, if SSA is above SSB, after 26 days also, SSA should be above SSB. That's the last condition of the cloud. So I know it, like, you'll not remember it, so better to practice it. Okay. So we'll see some charts. Right. So just to give an example, this may be an old chart. So if you see this chart like this, right, can you make any sense out of it? Not much. But if you just put all the Ichimoku indicator, now it's very easy to interpret. Can you see this? The price came out above the cloud here. The green line is Kijinsen. Forget all the other lines. I only need the cloud and the Kijinsen, right? And this orange line is the Chikau's pen, which is the price 26 days before. So if you see, this was above, sloping up. So it is the point number 3 is met. The price is above the cloud and above Kijinsen. So this green candle can be my buy point. I buy it with my intermediate stop loss as Kijinsen. So I came out here because this here, my Kijin is broken. Maybe I came out here. but I could have re-entered here because I have not come out. Like my trend is still bullish. I am still above the cloud, but I have taken off some profits. You can do a 50% sell here, but if it goes above, you have to buy again, right? So the idea, what I'm saying, see, cloud gives you huge support. See here, Kijan was broken, but cloud supported it. And then again, it's going up, right? The system is very simple. I'll go on the live charts, but just to give an example, how beautifully the chart. So now this is the other way around, right? You can basically, once it's below the chart, below the cloud, Kumo, it will always be like the cloud will act as resistance till here. So you have saved all the, what I can say, you will be like in huge distress if you were part of the market at this time, right? You can easily come out of your investment positions here and re-enter here. Maybe this is like a 1 year action, or this can be a weekly candle if I'm not wrong. Yeah. This is like again one Nifty in 2016. So we'll cover the last 2-3 years on charts. These are like, I took this print screenshots 4-5 years back, and still it's the one and the same. So you see, you have captured the whole 1 year bull market of Nifty because it was above cloud and it never broke the Kijun also, right? And when it comes down, you're out of it. It's very simple. Na? Cloud will slope up or slope down according to the trend. So now you see this, this is again, this is last 6 months, not like it's the old chart. So this was like Reliance chart, very simple. Like you bought here, it was always above the, so the long trends, you will never miss it. Okay. So this is the other way. When Reliance was doing this, Lupin was doing this, right? So once it's below the chart, you see the whole crash, you are saved from it. In fact, it's very simple to interpret. This was Sun Pharma. So it was down here, but here you could have bought it because it was crossing above, right? Just give me 1 second. You're able to see the charts right now, right? We can cover some few live trades now. I think I have unmuted. Yeah. You're able to hear me, guys? Yeah, great. So the charts are also open. So let me just load some of my strategies. Yeah. So I only need SSA, SSB and Kijun Sen. I don't need anything else. So I'll do this way. Now these are like weekly charts. We can take first weekly and then we'll go to daily. Okay. So okay, guys, this is Nifty for you guys. So Nifty, we went live let me go like last 3-4 years. That would be better. Okay. So, okay, 2017, we'll start from here to test the algorithms. So this was the buy, the price coming out of the cloud. It's above the Kijun, buy for me. Maybe this is again, I have covered my 50% position. I have re-entered here because I have not come below the cloud. I am still above the cloud, but because Kijun crossed, I came out 50%. I re-entered here just to give an idea. So now for next 1 year, this is 1 year, okay? More than 1 year. For 1.5 years, from 8,200 to 10,500 or something, not a single trade in a weekly candle, okay? And you come out 50% here again, but you re-enter here. See, this is like an insurance, okay? You don't know how far it will go down, right? Because you are far away from charts, right? From the cloud. When you're here, your cloud is far below. So Kijin is a good way to cut out your losses. If the cloud is very near to the price, maybe you can ignore the Kijin. But if there's a huge difference between a price and and a cloud, it's always good to have an intermediate stop loss, right? So very simple. You can safely assume how beautifully chart is trying to support. So cloud is trying to support it at various times. What happened here? COVID, but you were out here much before, right? So this is, I'm talking weekly. Daily mein to you will be out very fast, okay? But in weekly also you cut out like you were out of the markets at this point, right? So I'm saying like the huge, and then you can enter again here, Kijan. But you see now again the big trend you have not lost, right? Now this is a very critical position. You are out of your positions. You're waiting patiently to see whether cloud will support this or not. So according to me, next 4 or 5 days of action is very important. Next 1 week, 2 week action. If it crosses below this is like in, then basically our view can be like a little bit bearish. Right now we are out of our basically investment positions, but we are not like short or something like it's not like we might have sold 50% positions here at when Kijin crossed here, but maybe you are still waiting patiently here. This is from a weekly point of view. Any stock of your choice, you can just plot. One now innovation of this strategy, I'll tell you. If you think, like according to me, I have tested a lot of things. So instead of Kijin, if you can just replace it with the second strategy, what I'm just showing is absolutely same. Only difference is instead of this, for stop loss, I use for weekly, I use a 20-day moving average. So I am out here in a way, right? But you can see I have removed Kijin because I have tested in Indian markets. This was giving me better result. But if I change the chart to daily, I will change the moving average to 50. That's the only difference. So it all depends what type of trader you are. For investment positions, I use my weekly Ichimoku. For my positional, for investment, for positional, I use a daily Ichimoku. Right. So here I will change it to a 50-day moving average. Weekly with 20 and daily with 50. Is it clear, guys? Yeah, you're right, Neeraj. So you can basically, that's what, you can be out of it and now watch patiently. If the cloud supports it, you can buy after 1 month. It's always good to be late, but then sorry types, right? So Ichimoku gives you that freedom. Like it tells you now. So it's actually telling us, see, this time the cloud was not able to support, but you are out here. See, my 20-day, my 50-day, because I'm more a long-term trader. If you change it to 20, you may be out here, but I can't change the goalpost, right? I use this, so I am out here. Afterwards, it's basically, it's, you can clearly see the Ichimoku is giving, basically it's not going anywhere. Now these are the things which we can easily find out by optimizing a lot of other things. The machine can learn a lot of things, see the difference between the cloud and the price. This type of things are not very normal. This clearly tells the volatility. When the cloud and the price are very far away, it's good to step out, because it's not normal. See, you will never find that cloud will always be trending or according to the price. But you see here, the price is moving very fast compared to the price, to the thing. So basically this all are whipsaws. You should take a trade. I'm not saying you should not take a trade, but you're not making too much money, not losing too much money. You're entering here, you're exiting here, you're entering here, you're exiting here. So these are not loss. Basically this, you're out of market. I'm assuming it's a long only. If you are a derivative trader, then that's a separate, how to use Ichimoku is a very advanced topic for derivatives and all, right? Right now I'm telling you a simple portfolio management strategy. You're out here, so you're not losing any money. But if you would have blindly taken a thing, you will be in lot of distress. From here, your value of 18,000 has become 15,000. But here by using Ichimoku, you are actually, but you have to, maybe the trades are not also very often. In last 3 months, there are a lot of trades, but the long trends you will never miss. You can take 3 trades as a risk mitigation, because these are not very normal times. Okay, the war was there here, but Ichimoku has not lost a lot of money in these times also. But if you see in good times or in bad, you will make a lot of money in Ichimoku. So it's a good investment strategy. It's a good positional strategy. If you want to go for a derivative sort of a thing, you have to go for something like a 15-day or 15 minutes or something. You see how beautifully it works? Can you see? I'm just telling this is for traders. Okay. So in trading point of view, I am short here. And I am not bought till now. I am short. I started Nifty shorting at this point on 29th April. From 29th April, I'm short. Cloud has supported me here. Is it clear, guys? So it depends. The time you can change. 15 minutes for traders, day for positional guys, 1 week for investors. That's it. Simple. I would like to take a pause and ask you the stocks or any, because this is something, if you understand this, you don't have to do anything else. It looks simple, but it's very effective. Please raise your hand or unmute if you want me to cover anything again. Or what is BSC stock you're asking? Which time frame? But it's for investment call, or you can tell me the time frame also. It will be better. Day. Is it a split? Then I think we have to adjust the split. On my machine, this is not there, but it was something like this. Okay. So BSC, you would have gone long if you would have followed Ichimoku. I'll tell you on what date you went long. You went long on this candle, 3rd May 2021, exactly 1 year back. You went long at a price of around 610, 615. You never came out. Maybe you came out for a day, you again entered. And the first time, so because after this, the split has happened, I have to adjust the split here. But you see, 600 odd has become 2800 without a single exit. Beautiful trend. And you see, cloud has always supported it, as and when, wherever it's required. This I will, because I can't comment, I'll adjust it. I'll ask Krishna. Krishna will, once it's done, he will inform me. The BSC stock, I think, got for a split. So I have to adjust in the customer's account here. So I can't comment on today's value because that Ichimoku indicators have to be adjusted. Okay. Yeah. Anything else? So anyone wants to, any queries there, you can ask on chat or I can unmute. So just to recap, price crossing above cloud, either your stop loss can be a Kijun-sen if you want to be a pure Ichimoku strategy. Otherwise, use a 50-day moving average for a day candle, 50-day EMA for a day candle as the intermediate stop, or a 20-day candle for a weekly Ichimoku. So that, because these are all after hundreds of backtesting, I'm just telling you the 2 takeaways. Yeah. Krishna, any questions? Like, because I am not able to see any questions or anything. So we are like 5 minutes more to 1 hour. So any stock or anything anyone wants to unmute and share? Nothing there in chat, sir, means okay. Chat, okay, fine. Okay, if you want, I can allow you to unmute if someone wants to ask something or share some feedback, something, say, share some inputs, like, as, yeah. So what about the color changes of the cloud? Color, okay, so in this charts, it will always be like green. But what I was just trying to say, let me open some other charts, let's say Delta Corp or something. What I was saying was here, see here, this was a Kumo twist. You see here, like the SSA going above SSB, right? This is known as a Kumo twist. So the flatter line is SSB. Of course, we can try to do it like when this is above, it can be red color and this can be green color. But right now we have a limitation. Color is same. You can change it to any color on the chart. Basically, this is configurable. I can change the chart color to anything. but it will always be the same color. It's not like SSA is above SSB, the color will not change, but the chart color you can tweak, right? So this is like just an example of delta corp. If you just do a weekly, it will be very easy to understand. Like otherwise also, like you are out here. So if you see delta corp in weekly, it's again at a very, very critical junction. If you're a long-term investor, if you're a trader or something or like that, you were out like maybe on you can see like now I made a 15-minute candle, right? So you were out somewhere here itself, in fact much before that, right? So it all depends what you are doing. So don't mix. See, one mistake what people do is they will take a position in a day candle and then try to soothe their ego by seeing a weekly stop loss and all. Don't ever do it. Okay, if stop loss is coming on that same chart what you took, please take the stop loss. Okay, so now you see here on 4th May we are short on delta corp from a trading point of view, right? So it has worked beautifully from a trading. Now you are out. So now you actually are looking for bullish trade. Now you're like basically bullish on delta corp for a trading point of view. But if you are an investor, then you have to do something like this. Mostly you have come out of your positions. You are waiting for a re-entry. If it goes below, then bye-bye. You are anyway out. Otherwise, you should re-enter if it goes above this line. Basically this line and this 50-day moving average here. So you have to wait and watch. Okay. But you have made some money because you entered here and you have read like 80-70% of the trend you have read. So 140 has become like 250 in 1 year, right? So any stock you can try. This was just an example. So it works pretty well for most of the stocks. Yeah. Okay, couple of questions. Okay, Neeraj is asking, we need to short in some lot, come once across. See, it's other. See, if you short means you have to do in derivatives. In this session, I don't want to cover more on. See, derivatives requires a lot of practice, a lot of knowledge. So I don't want to misguide any of you. My scope was to cover Ichimoku from a day and a weekly candle point of view. If you are a derivative trader, I think you should practice more of Ichimoku on 15 minutes and 30 minutes thing. Then only give it a try. But you're absolutely right. The other way around, whatever I've taught for bullish, do the other way around, it will become sell. Okay, not short, it's sell of share. So we need to short in some lot once across. Yeah, but how will you short in? You have to do a derivatives. No? You have to short a future or sell a put or sell a call or something like that. That is derivative. In equity, in your investment, you can't sell. You can only come out. So what I do is 50% come out when the moving average happens or a Kijun happens. 50% come out when the cloud happens from investment. But if you are a derivative trader, then you have to basically you can short once it's below the cloud. Yeah, you're right. First you sell and then you short. Neeraj, does that answer your question? Great. Fine. So I am done, guys. So keep practicing. And anyway, you have any queries about this session, you can ping Krishna. He can connect to me. We can always connect anytime on weekend again. So this was my idea of just sharing some knowledge of Ichimoku. Practice it and you will find something. Do share. If you find any new insights, share with your RM. Trend reversal. Can you be more clear? You want me to unmute? Mala, you are saying that cloud price coming. Yeah, so that's a trend reversal. If yeah, that. So you want me to unmute? I can unmute you. 1 second.
Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah, I have a
Yeah, I
question.
can.
Can you detect trend reversal on Ichimoku?
Yeah. So
In
the
a
one
short
way.
term, say 15-minute, 20-minute, can you detect that?
Yeah. So let's try. Any stock you want to me to use it? Then anything specific? See, you
Say
can see.
HDFC Bank, HDFC, or any Reliance, or pick up anyone.
So you see, you can see here in this stock, which line was above the, basically this was plotted somewhere when you were here, right? SSB was above SSA, right? Here the Kumo twist happened, right? So
Yes.
this was, it was visible here when you were here, correct? See, today we are here, you are seeing this. So this you
Correct.
would
Correct.
have come to know when, so right. So this was a one good sign of trend reversal. I'm just giving one example. A Kumo twist is one good signal. I'm not saying this is the only signal. Okay, you have to use your other whatever you have learned today, but this should come in your radar. Kumo twist ho raha hai, iska matlab, so yeah, so this is one way. Okay, I'm just see
And
Ichimoku is
above
huge. Okay,
Kijunsen line.
correct. So that's what. So and then it is above cloud also, right? So the beard.
Okay.
So you have made good money by shorting it somewhere here. Okay, you have your 264 has become like here it's 225. So you have now it's Ichimoku 525. Sorry, 15 minutes is showing bullish. So I'm saying don't mix your things. See what people do is अभी 15 देख रहे हैं, फिर थोड़ी देर में 30 देखेंगे, फिर 60 देखेंगे, right? Don't do that. Stick to what works for you. Okay. So otherwise, what will happen? Somewhere you will find some reason to continue trade, and then you will basically expand your losses. People do a lot. See, if you're a 1 hour guy, you're still short. There's no need to come out because your targets and stop loss, your risk. See, the more the candle, the bigger the candle tie, your stop loss and targets will be deeper, right? So if you are a 1 hour candle guy and you always do that, please continue to hold it, short it. You don't have to come above it right now. So I'm saying, but if it comes up, you are giving away so much thing, right? But if you're a 15-minute guy, it's a long trade. So it's because your targets and stop loss will again be according to that. If you have a less risk appetite and you have time, see, most of the people don't have time and energy to trade on short terms, right? I'm saying if that's not the case, for 15 minutes, your stop loss and targets will be smaller than a 1 hour guy, right? So I'm saying don't mix things, figure out what works for you. For a retailer, I'm saying if you take 1 hour and do derivatives, your stop loss will be in thousands, like 30,000, 40,000 rupees, because this looks small, but in derivatives, it will be huge. This price coming here, right? You will erode your 30-40% of return. That's why I'm saying in markets, to make money, good system is one thing, but risk management is the other thing, right? So that's what I'm saying. Find what works for you. Are you comfortable taking such huge stop loss? Then go for a higher time frame. If you are a derivative, if you are not a derivative guy, please don't come for intraday time frame. This is good enough. 1 week, 1 day are more than enough for your investment portfolios. I'm saying derivatives don't. I think you should not. You should see 15 or max 30. 1 hour and all now will give you a lot of like. So if you see in 30, like you're making a lot of. It works well. Most of the markets in the trending markets, you have to make a lot of money. So you see, it's like single-sided slide, right? Now it's in that situation where it may go down or go up, right? So so if you're a 30-minute guy, you're closely watching it.
In between
So
the
I'm saying
cloud, we do
don't
not
mix
have to
it.
take any action. In between the cloud, we
Sorry?
do not have to take any action. In between the
between the
cloud,
cloud, yeah, in between the cloud, I'll tell you very honestly. I told you, right? A thick cloud means जो trend चल रहा है वही चलेगा. मतलब mostly. See, right now the trend is down. Mostly the
downward.
cloud should support, should resist it. But अगर thin cloud होता, if it would have hit, I'll just try to see maybe any other stock whichever.
Yeah.
So normally cloud breaks happens when the thickness is less. Normally, I'm not saying it's a sacrosanct rule, but if you see here, ना यहाँ पे जैसे cloud थोड़ा पतला था, so it easily broke here, right? So trend reversal normally happens when the Kumo twist happens or the cloud is very thin. So to answer your original question, you have got two takeaways: when that cloud is thin or the Kumo twist happens. Yeah. So Ichimoku is very advanced, right? We might have just covered 30-40% today. So it's advanced topic. I am myself.
Will you be taking any
using
strategies
it.
of Ichimoku in future if it's possible?
Yeah, we can do that. I'll check with Krishna. So this is like a good starting, but this strategy itself, what we have discussed today, you can practice it on charts. You will find it pretty effective. But of course, we have optimized it. We in our prop indicators, we definitely do something which we can't disclose in public knowledge. But I'll be happy to give you a big. So that's why I'm saying it's a good starting point for you guys. I'll plan if they are takers for advanced Ichimoku where we can cover more strategies. We can plan out one session later. Yeah, but take some
sure.
break.
Thanks.
And try to practice it. Yeah.
We'll practice. Thanks.
Yeah. Great, guys. So yeah, Neeraj will try to do maybe a prop indicator TCFL in one of the sessions. That's also very effective. I don't want to ज्यादा इंडिकेटर सीखने से कुछ नहीं मिलने वाला है, जो सीखो उसको, इफ यू प्रैक्टिस इट, इट विल, यू विल मेक मनी, राइट? So Ichimoku was, I thought it's easier and it's a little bit more trustworthy. So I thought for Traders Cockpit premium guys, I've started with this. TCFL is also very effective. So maybe one session on TCFL I'll cover maybe in the coming weeks. These two should be more than good enough for you, unless you are a derivative trader and you want to learn more and all. You can always, yeah, it looked complicated, but now is great. So that's the, yeah. So, and in fact, I make it a little bit more easy for myself also. I remove all the noise, right? Otherwise, if you plot everything, na, it looks like this. So it's better to just plot it the way you want, right? The charts have all those. And the best power part of about Traders Cockpit is you don't have to do, you just practice it, but later you have all these things here. You don't have to see the charts also. Just go here, all the Ichimoku, whatever we have learned today, na, everything is ready made available. Tell me the stocks in which the crossover is happening, tell me the stocks in which this is happening. So Krishna can easily explain you all these things, and he can, so all these things are like price crossing, coming down Kijins, and cloud crossover happening, right? So price Kumo bullish twist, Kumo bearish twist, whatever we discussed now. I was using charts because it was a learning, but personally I just create my indicator strategies here, and it auto alerts me, right? So whenever any trade comes, so you don't have to see the charts also. Charts you should see for learning. Once you're comfortable on your strategy, please come and create your strategy here. And once you create your strategy, it comes basically in your my stock screeners. So I'll just see, this is like one of the Ichimoku strategy, right, which runs at 10 a.m. So it has so many conditions. What you have to do is just come and run it. It will select all the, auto select all the options, and it will tell you only 2 stocks meets that criteria. How will you see hundreds of stocks, right? So once you know whatever I've taught, right, all this, whatever I've taught, I have created my own systems like that, right? So all these things are whatever we have discussed today. Okay, there's nothing new, right? So this were like 6-7 conditions I taught you. All these are 6-7 conditions. It gives me two stocks to trade for a day. The power of Traders Cockpit is in scanning. Charts is manual, is difficult, so scanners are always very useful. Thank you guys. So I hope it was useful for you. Feel free to, whatever you like, what you didn't like, give the feedback so that you can always improve. Yeah. A volume is up to you. Yeah, volume is always good to have it, so that but it's okay. Don't overcomplicate things. If you get more trades, then use a volume. अगर आपको 5-6 trades लेने हैं और आपको एक ही trade लेना है, so then it's okay. You can always eliminate with a volume indicator. Okay, that's a good point. But I didn't intentionally didn't cover it here because today's scope was just the Ichimoku. Yeah. Thank you guys. So yeah, have a nice day. Thank you. Krishna, over to you. Okay, so I'll just